Welcome to Module 2, Planning to Dominate in Google AdWords. I know you're probably eager to get to the nuts and bolts and specific how-to tactics, but first we need to create our plan of attack. If you skip this step, you'll probably fail to achieve your goals. Without a goal and a clear plan to achieve it, you're like a ship that has set sail without a destination. When it comes to planning, the biggest mistake business owners make is failing to allocate advertising dollars in alignment with marketing goals. So instead of advertising all aspects of your business equally, you should really prioritize your advertising dollars based on what will generate the greatest return on investment. This is especially important if you have several different services or products you may want to advertise. So before we get into the nitty-gritty details of pay-per-click advertising, we need to take a step back and answer three important questions. 1. What are you going to sell? 2. How many customers do you want each month and how many can you handle? And 3. How much can you afford to pay to acquire each new customer? Then we'll use that number to estimate how much you can afford to pay per click on your ads and how much you can expect to pay per month to achieve your sales goals. The answers to these questions will determine how we proceed throughout this course. To help you make the best decisions, I've provided you with our Ad Planner template that you should have downloaded to your computer before starting this video. If you haven't already, please open up that file so you can follow along as I walk through the steps. The first step is to identify which service you're going to advertise. You may already know, but if you're not 100% sure, then I recommend you list several of your services that you are considering advertising in the Ad Planner template. Next, we're going to do some basic math to calculate a rough estimate for your profit per customer. Enter the number of customers you sold last year, the total revenue from those customers, and the total cost of goods sold, which is the cost to fulfill on your service. If you're just starting out and you don't have any data from last year, then enter your best estimate or goal for number of customers, revenue, and cost in the next 12 months. The Ad Planner will automatically calculate the revenue per customer and the profit per customer so you can clearly see these metrics for your services. Next, we want to prioritize your services, with one being the service you most want to advertise. There are many factors for prioritizing your services, including overall business goals. You may want to focus on one service because you have more resources in that area. Or the sales cycle. Typically, you'll want to advertise your services with shorter sales cycles so that you can test faster. Or your profit per customer. A high profit margin will allow you to spend more in advertising to acquire a customer and will help you beat your competitors. And finally, the keyword search volume, which we'll talk more about in Module 3, so you can ignore that for now. Don't worry if you're not sure about which service at this point. Once we dig into the keyword research in Module 3, then it'll become clear which service to advertise. For now, make your decision and we can always go back and change this later. Now we need to set our goals for the target number of customers per month and calculate how many leads you'll need to achieve that goal. First, enter how many new customers you want each month from Google AdWords. Then enter the percentage of phone calls that convert to paying customers. For example, if you close 2 out of every 10 prospect phone calls, then you would enter 20%. Automatically, the Ad Planner will tell you how many phone call leads you'll need in order to achieve your monthly sales goals. At this stage, we want to think big, but we also want to be realistic in terms of business resources. So think about how many customers and leads you can really handle in the next couple of months. If you need to, then adjust your numbers in the Ad Planner before moving on. Finally, we're going to set the target cost per customer. This will determine how much we can spend in advertising to acquire one new customer. In the Ad Planner to the right of Target Profit Margin, enter the profit margin you're comfortable with. For example, if you're happy spending $750 in order to get a customer worth $1,000 in profit, then your margin is 25%. Note that this is your target profit margin, and your real margin will depend on your ad performance. The goal with this estimate is to give us an idea for how much we can actually spend in Google AdWords for each customer so we don't waste our time with keywords that are too expensive. The ad planner will automatically calculate your target cost per customer, the maximum cost per click, and the target monthly budget to hit your goals. Review these key metrics, and if your monthly budget looks too high, then adjust your target number of customers. Here's an example of a completed ad planner template to give you an idea for how this works. As you can see, the two services listed are divorce and real estate closings for a law firm. The next three columns are for you to complete based on last year's data or projections for this year. Based on what you enter, the ad planner will automatically calculate your revenue and profit per customer as highlighted here. Next, you prioritize, and in this example, I'm prioritizing the real estate closing service because of the higher profit per customer. This will allow me to advertise more aggressively for this service compared to the divorce service. And finally, I entered the target number of customers I want from AdWords in the next 12 months, the percentage of calls that convert to customers, and the target profit margin. The ad planner will automatically calculate all of the information highlighted here. Based on what I entered, I know that I need about 300 phone calls in order to get 30 sales in the next 12 months. The estimated number of calls per visitor is set to 5%, which is an estimate based on our experience with our business and our clients. If you know your calls per visitor is higher or lower, then you can adjust that number. The estimated clicks per ad impression is set to 2%, which again is based on our own experience. This number will fluctuate by several percentage points, and once you get your ads running, you can adjust to see how the numbers change. For now, 2% is a good estimate. Highlighted in yellow is the service you ranked number 1 as your top priority, and below that are the key metrics. Your target cost per customer gives you an idea for how much you can spend to acquire a new customer. The maximum cost per click tells you how much you can spend per click, which will help later on with keyword research. You'll know any keywords with a cost per click much higher than your maximum will probably not work for your business. And finally, your target monthly AdWords budget to hit your sales goals. This number is simply the cost per customer multiplied by the target number of customers you want and then divided by 12 to give you the monthly budget. This gives you an idea for how much you should expect to pay each month if you want to acquire your target number of customers. So what's next? In Module 3, we'll dig into customer and keyword research to find out exactly what your prospects are typing into Google to find your products or services. Then I'll show you how to sneak into your competitors' campaigns so you can learn which keywords are already working for them. This will allow you to skip the mistakes your competitors have already made. Okay, now it's time to take action. Complete the ad planner template so you have a clear understanding of which product or service you're going to advertise, how many new customers you want per month, and how much you can afford to pay per customer. Next, you'll need to set up a Google AdWords account if you don't already have one. You'll use your account to sign into tools we'll use throughout this course, so it's important to set it up now. If you already have an AdWords account, then you can skip this section and go straight to Module 3. For everyone else, I'm going to quickly show you how to set up your Google account now. First, go to adwords.google.com and then click on the button in the upper right that says Start Now. On the next page, you simply complete the form and click on the I accept Create My Account link to complete the process. Make sure you write down your password so that you can access this account in Module 3. On the next page, you'll be asked several questions to either use an existing Gmail account or create a new account to use for AdWords. Simply follow the questionnaire until your account is fully set up. Google will try to get you to set up an ad campaign immediately, but you can just close the browser once the account is set up and you have your username and password. Alright, that's it. That's the end of Module 2. Now on to customer and keyword research in Module 3.